And as things were developing at K2, they're building a 10,000-foot runway right alongside the old PSP, pure steel rank plank runway we were using. Now, if I only go to the left, that's not good. I'm going to end up in all that construction. If I go straight ahead, I'll go into the overrun, and that'll slow me down and stop me straight ahead. Okay. Land, things are going okay. Get that thing slowed down as much as I could. Opening the canopy, throwing my arms out, trying to get the thing slowed down. So I'm done. I'm just down about taxi speed. Then I run out of runway. Into the overrun. And of course, I neglected the realization that the temperature at Daegu had been 20 below for a week. So the overrun was frozen solid, where normally it was dirt, sand, loose. It was slow you down, stop you. Not only that, the overrun started to go downhill. So here I go over the hill, picking up speed now. Down at the bottom of the slight incline is a perimeter road. And of course, when there were landings and takeoffs going on, the tower threw the bells and whistles, lights came on, all traffic stopped on both sides of the overrun while the airplanes took off. So there's all this traffic down there on either side of the overrun. Down I go, trundle across the road, into the rice paddy, hit a dike, which is also frozen solid, sheared off the nose gear, tore the left main gear, and brings me to a stop. Nose up, tail down, tail up, nose down. It wasn't one of my better days. Well, it so happened as I noticed a piece of metal on my radio console when I was debriefing. I happened to bring that up. Intelligence officer went and got it, gave it to the ordnance folks. They analyzed it, came up with a piece of a 37 millimeter anti-aircraft projectile made in Russia.
So you got shot? The plane got shot?
That's the first time. That's what came through
And hit the...
somewhere down around my right
the
foot.
hydraulic fluid.
Ended up over here in the console, and how it got by me without my knowing it.
Yeah, wow.
I don't know how it ever happened, but there it was.
Oh. Could have gone down.
Now,
Pretty lucky.
what are we doing on time?
We still have about 20
There's
minutes.
a clock up there.
Okay.
I know it's the smallest clock. I have to buy a new one. The big clock broke. Eric gave me this one for now. I just haven't gotten a new one. What else do you guys
I got
know
even.
Got even.
That was that particular guy.
Getting even.
But I launched off on a close air support mission. Two of us joined our pack at the bow tie the Imjin, which is the rendezvous point, and followed him up along the Imjin. And he pointed out a target to us, marked it with a smoke rocket. We went in and dropped our bombs, preparing 2 500-pounders and 4 high-velocity aircraft rockets, 5 inchers. The bombs, I don't know what happened to them, but they apparently didn't do anything. Because the forward air controller gave us the directions to a new target to which we would fire our 5-inch rockets. So I rolled in on a rocket pass. As I'm approaching release conditions, I noticed a little red spot down on the ground. And as I was getting ready to fire the rockets, this tracer went right by the canopy. It was right out there, that close. I could either brake left to get away from what was coming behind it, or press on, fire my rockets, which I did. Got 4 good rockets, pulled out and broke left, got hit again. This time it wasn't a 37 though, it was something like a 14.7. And all it did was knock out my inverter, which is just switch to the secondary. But as I was pulling out the forward air controller, he went bananas. And I happened to look back, and this great monstrous black cloud. Well, I'd hit something.
Payback.
It was a fuel dump or a ammunition dump or something, but it had a cloud went up about 4,000 feet.
Wow.
So that gunner that shooting flares tracers at me, he had a bad day. She was right beside the target. So I got even. Okay. Questions? Any more?
What was it like being stationed in Vietnam?
Actually, it's pretty cushy.
Really?
Did you go to Vietnam too, Mrs. Ingram?
No, I never did. I've never been to the Far East. I could have been, but we lived in I lived in Germany, in England, and Libya, which I found very interesting, especially because of the cultural differences. And, but somehow, I think maybe in art school, I just took too many Japanese wall painting courses, and I maybe didn't want to go there. They were beautiful things, but I just had no desire to go east. But listening to all these stories has been enough to convince me I was right, yes.
When I got to Vietnam, I was assigned to MACV headquarters, Military Assistance Command headquarters. And that torqued me because I was a combat-ready fighter pilot in F-100s. They had F-100s little wings over there. I volunteered in response to the Director of Personnel's message saying we need volunteer fighter pilots for Vietnam. Volunteered. I get there and send me to a dopey headquarters. Well, I report in and finally find out that I'm working in J342. That's J stands for Joint Staff. 3 is operations. I know what the 4 stood for, but the 42 was research, development, test, and evaluation. Which, gosh, a nice sounding title, but there was nothing for us to do. Everything was being done by the services.
Yeah.
So I stayed there long enough to find out what I was doing. I took a trip up country to visit all the fighter wings, looking for a job. Stopped at the 100 wing at Phan Rang, went up to Da Nang, but that was F4s. And I'd already checked in with the personnel folks at 7th Air Force, which was the major Air Force command there, to see if I could get out of this headquarters job and into a flying job. No way. We got majors out the years. I was a major then. They had majors and flight commanders in the federal. So while I was up country at Phan Rang, I flew a couple of missions. Condo, and a squadron commander, just been a student of mine at combat crew training. Got me a couple rides. But while I was there, the lieutenant colonel list came out, and bingo, I was on it, immediate promotion.
Hmm.
With my major's insignia, I was already out of date.
Yeah.
So when I came back from visiting Da Nang, stopped into the personnel shop again. Said, okay, I just got promoted. Is there anything you do for me now? I was dealing with the captain. He said, yeah, I got a squadron commander's job opening. I'll take it. So it took about December, January, sometime in March, orders came through to report to Benoit to get recurrent in the F-100, and then take the squadron to Phuket, which was just opening up. One of the chores I had to do before I could leave my back V assignment, my staff assignment to go to Benoit, was to report into the senior Air Force general, who happened to be the intelligence, plans. He was chief of plans. So I dutifully reported into him, and he proceeded to read me the riot act about how we need good men on the staff and blah, 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 blah. And I let him run on it until he ran out of breath. And I said, General, if you were me and you could take over a fighter squadron, wouldn't you do it? He said, get out of here. So I dutifully saluted and marched out smartly and got in the Jeep and went off to Benoit. So, what was it like in Vietnam? When I was at MACV, initially it wasn't too good because we had started out in temporary living quarters, which were unair conditioned, moved into permanent quarters, air conditioned office. Otherwise, whenever I was out of an air conditioning, I was in a sweat.
Yeah.
It was the whole country was like a steam bath. And of course, then being up in getting back in the fighter business, air conditioned quarters for air crews. And I had an air conditioned office as squadron commander, but anytime you were out from the air conditioning, it was hot, humid. And that's why I flew 140 missions. You get in a 100, crank up the air conditioner. God, nice and cool. Snowballs coming at you. Great.
So do you have any advice for these boys? And Ellie, I don't think so, but the boys are, some of them, especially Tyler, is considering joining the service. Do you have any advice for them?
Do it by all means. Who's doing it?
Ty's thinking about ROTC programs in college.
By all means.
Did any of your children serve?
Go in as an officer though.
Yeah, that's the fun.
ROTC or one of the academies.
Mhm.
Did any of your children serve?
No. They're too damn smart. At least they think they are.
That's half
And
the
of course,
battle,
I
right?
taught them everything I know.
When did you meet?
Well, we met on the campus of Mount Holyoke. And, a friend of mine dated me up with him. And of course, he tells this lovely story to his grandchildren about how your grandmother stood at about 100 feet away and said, get over here, I want you to meet your future in-laws. My parents had come down for the weekend to take a lot of my junk out of my room back to Portland, Maine, which is where I was living.
Oh.
And, so that was, have I left anything out much there?
So you were in college when you met?
I was in college when we